Another big day. Hey. They haven't even come down the drive yet. Apollo's letting me know they're here. Got another big step today. Something really cool is about to happen. We have been going back and forth on how we were going to set this kitchen up since the very beginning. Picking out something to cook on was quite a chore. We had different ideas on what we wanted. Jafana had ideas on what color schemes she wanted, but that didn't always match what we were finding. Let's see. We got, behave yourself. These one on the back side, it has to go back. Yeah, you got piping and stuff for wires and piping for gas up in there. It's too much. Well, that did not go well. We still don't have an oven because it was dented on the back. And if I'm paying full price, I'm getting a full product, not a beat up on the backside product.
Since the oven's not here, this seems like a good time to get the exhaust hooked up. Modern range hoods have been using fans for nearly 100 years. The basics are simple. You want to install a fan above your range to draw cooking smells, smoke, and combustion fumes out of the house. It stands to reason that the more powerful the fan, the better it'll work. But as construction techniques have improved and houses have become more airtight, this has created a few problems. If you're blowing air outside, you have to be pulling some air inside to replace it. So building standards stipulate that if your vent hood draws more than 400 cubic feet per minute, you need an air introduction system. Because of this, I stayed under 400 CFM. I think an air intro system would be great in the future, but right now I need to get into this house.
You good?
Yeah, I just don't fall down.
I just don't want to push you, I know. Sometimes I want to push you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
Swing around.
I am.
Sit on the ground.
It's going to be a little bit before we have an opportunity to worry about the air conditioning for the rest of the house, but at least it's not sitting in the garage at the rental property anymore. It's up here. I'll come up one day this week and fasten them to that cement so they can't blow over. I don't think the wind will get it, but last night, whoo, the wind was unbelievable around here. No, no. Yep. Well, this is an appliance delivery truck. This is the second time that we've had our range delivered, and it's the second time that I've had to reject it. You see the side of it doesn't, the drawers don't line up. That was the first clue. Go over here on this side, the drawers don't line up, or rather the drawer doesn't line up with the door. And then you see that that's been bent in, and it looks like the entire thing has had some stress against it on the bottom. Push the whole side of it over because it's got that same warp on this side. I feel bad for these guys having to make this drive all the way out here, but I paid full price and I want to get the full product. We'll get a range in here one day, I hope. Yeah, it is.
Well, the propane is negative 44 degrees in the liquid form.
Okay. Nice. Just got 400 gallons of propane delivered. Soon as we actually have a functioning oven in this place that I don't have to reject, we can bring the oven online and we can cook meals, which means we can get the inspection done, which means we'll be able to move into the house. Now, there's a few ticky-tack things I'm going to be chasing down this weekend, but I anticipate that by next week, we'll be ready for inspection. And by the week after that, we'll be moving stuff into this house.
Yeah, I missed a few spots for the paint.
Few.
It's kind of hard to paint up there.
It is. Hard to do a lot of things up here, which is odd because you would think it'd be a little easier. Since you can't, I can only fall off the ladder 2 directions basically, but for some reason it's harder to keep my balance up here. How about there?
Yeah, can we make it any straighter? Not really. Can
This?
we? Yeah, no.
I mean, I can put a clip on it.
No, don't.
I can move it down just a bit to here.
Yeah. When you
Yeah.
mean down?
I just did.
Okay. Let's do that.
When you say
Let's go.
straight, what are you talking about?
Just because the wire is curved a little bit, it's okay. Just as straight as you can, and it's good.
What does straight mean to you?
So is it curved? I know there's a curve when it comes out the wall, but just straight into the box instead of, you know.
So instead of like this, more like this.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I know what you're talking about before I try to
That's
make an
what
adjustment.
exactly what you just did.
Alright.
Made it different.
Ceiling.
And you say straight. What do you mean?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what you mean because a lot of times you'll say something that doesn't mean the same thing I'm thinking it means.
Straight, it has several meanings.
I feel like you're trying to catch me in some kind of a trap. And that my answer is only going to serve to get me in trouble. I didn't come here for that. That's not why I'm here today. Is that good?
That's great.
You sure, or do I need to come down more?
It looks really good. If you have a screw. Do you need a screw?
I need a lot of things in my life.
The screw's on it though.
Yep, that's one of them. That's two. I'm locking it out, man.
That looks great.
Have that nothing to you, lady. I'm about to walk off this job. You're gonna finish this yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm paying you.
We went to the store today and I spent money so you could get stuff. I don't think you understand the definition of paying.
I need peat moss. This is the switch for this.
Yes, hold this.
Okay. Please.
You lucky. You lucky. You lucky you holding that camera right now. I'm thinking of something to say. Yeah.
I think you already got it.
See what happens when I turn the circuit back on.
Oh wow. That's all you need to do is turn the circuit on. Oh wow.
Well, it must have already been on.
What?
No,
Oh,
I turned the circuit on, the switch was already on.
Look at that. Then.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Let's
that's
test these.
so
Make sure
good.
you're good. Oh, clickety. Play the game. Yeah, I gotta make sure this thing works right, and I didn't somehow not get it set up right. Okay, I think we're good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
Aw, thanks, babe.
There we go.
Oh, I really like it. It adds so much light.
Yeah, it's good. It looks good.
You should see it from the other side, like go through the bathroom and come out. So that's
It accentuates my crooked plate. Yeah, it looks good. That's pretty good. Because you can't see them both from that side.
I know. So it's very dramatic from that side.
Well, you gotta have drama when you're coming out of the bathroom.
That's right.
All right. So this wall, this divider wall, I just call it the media wall because someday we're gonna own a television. We don't own a TV right now, so. I figure with all the farm stuff, it'll be a while before we really feel like we need a television. But we got 2 grandkids and I expect more, so you gotta have something to entertain them sometimes when they come. Set up a little movie night for them. Probably put a larger TV on there, nothing monstrous, but I've got enough electricity to run the world on the thing. And getting electricity into this was the challenge because I didn't build any conduits through the floor to pull wire through. So once I wired it up, I had to build a harness and come across the back of this little beam right here. You gotta love this little thing that was left to us by the drywallers, not caring that they're smacking into the timber as they run back and forth with their ladder. I built that little harness, installed that the other day. That carries the 2 circuits that run the electric in this wall, and it also carries the light switch wire. So turned out all right. And now we can move on to the next thing.
For most of the lights in this house, my only concern has been, can I install them and are they appropriate for the area? When we were setting up the walls, Jafana had a master plan inside her head. She never wrote any of it down, and that made it a little bit more difficult for me to pin her down on the exact positions of different lights. For every wall she had a light, sometimes more, not just in her mind, but in a closet, or the basement, or the attic. She's had most of these lights tucked away for at least 3 years. And if I had known which individual lights went where, I might have made a difference in how I brought the electricity into that area and which outlet box I used or how I installed it. And that's not her fault. That's mine. She was more than willing to talk to me about the lights.
I love you.
For whatever reason, here and there, I missed a memo, and that made things just a little bit more challenging in some instances to install those lights. When we pulled the electricity into this room, we didn't have our cabinets yet, and we hadn't chosen them. We didn't really have a plan of how things were going to be laid out exactly. And I thought that if I just set them up approximately, I'd be close enough that we could cover it up with the chimney shroud.
That sounds like good advice, though.
Missed it by that much.
Can you give me a level?
Yes. Oh, I love it.
It is not level. Nope. Ah, well, now it is. There you go. That's all you had to do.
Oh, you got
What
it,
the
dude.
heck that was about.
I knew it wouldn't. That was you more than me. Do you have the electricity turned off?
Electricity's on.
Oh.
The light's on.
We should read the manual.
We're gonna have to read something because this ain't hitting on nothing, is it?
Well,
I'll get the instructions, honey, because I ain't smart enough to just figure it out. There's a timer. I don't know what that means. Oh.
oh, look at that.
Rattle.
Oh, it's going.
There you go. That's a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Where's my light?
I don't know what the timer is for.
That's the light.
Where's your lights? So I gotta figure out how to pull that
That's very nice.
piece down to it.
Thank you. I love it.
We're almost there.
Oh, it's a nice height.
What?
So my knives are going over here. Actually, they're going over there. Because when you're cutting stuff on the counter, it's gonna go right there. No, the other side.
This place is cluttered. There's no getting around it. I had 3 things on my list for today. When I got here, I decided I was going to install a door that should have been a 30-minute to an hour job, and it required me to take the door frame completely apart, playing that down, playing the door down, and rebuild some stuff. Not a good time. So instead of 3 things I was going to try to get done, I am focusing on this vent. And what I've got to do for that vent is put this chimney on it. Now, essentially what you've got here is just a stainless steel cover. And since it comes with 2 16-inch pieces, which are obviously not going to get me up to the ceiling, I had to buy an extension kit. What this amounts to is about $260 worth of pretty. It's just designed to be pretty. And even that doesn't get me up to the ceiling. So I've got to use the 2 pieces that came with it originally and these 2 pieces and put it all together like Legos and snake my way up there in a pretty straight line, or I'm going to hear about it from the boss. So each time you connect one of these to the other, you have to have a spacer bracket in the back of it so that it doesn't get out or in and it stays where it's supposed to be, and you can fasten it to the wall. The hood only comes with 1. The extension kit came with 1, but we lost 1. So we have 1 and we need 4. There was a piece of metal in there, a spacer, that I'm going to use to try and make 4 of these. I think I can do it. I don't think it's going to take me that long. I just basically have to bend the metal into this size and shape and drill a couple of holes. It should be good. I don't have a lot of video chip left. I have 1 older chip that I can tuck into the camera. I think I'm going to run out of memory on my camera before I finish this. So if that happens, tomorrow I will just update with how this went.
Maybe it was foreshadowing, but I had an equipment failure. That day and the next, I put the vent chimney up, and Jafana helped me toward the end. But my camera stopped working properly, and when it died, it took the video chip with it. Unfortunately, I have not been able to recover that video. But the chimney is up, and I think it turned out pretty good. We're pushing forward. We're trying to tie up all the loose ends and turn this place into a home. And we'll be back soon. We'll see you guys then.